everybody, and welcome back to Empower for You. I'm Gayle B, and we got something to talk about. Today I want to talk about what happens when you're not given a choice but to be strong. You're not given a choice. You know, it's always been said that what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. How many times have you died? If you're anything like me, I've died I don't know how many times. And it seems like the universe has this crazy way of wanting to test you, you know, to get you to that next level. And a lot of times the tests are hard. A lot of times the tests seem like they're unfair. A lot of times the test seems that they're downright unnecessary. Because it seems like when you're in the middle of your test, when you're in the middle of your trial, that everything that can go wrong will and has. And it's like there's nothing you can do about it but endure it. And sure, the scripture says what? The race is not given to the swift nor to the strong, but to the one that endureth unto the end. Now, if you're anything like me, and what they call now chosen ones, a lot of times I have been in a position, I'm just going to talk about me. I have been in a position to whereas I felt that the anointing on my life, the call on my life, is too heavy. It's too heavy. It's like I've sacrificed so much and been through so much just to be me. And it seems like everybody else around me is going about life, and you know, they're having fun, you know, they're going on vacations, they're, you know, hanging out with family and all those different types of things. But a lot of times when you're that chosen one, a lot of those things don't happen for you. And it seems like every time you try to move forward, something's there to try to drag you back, you know? And when you think that things are getting better, life shows up again. Just like they say, what? Life be lifing. Sometimes mine be lifing too much, and I wanted to stop lifing and go somewhere and sit down, get yourself a cool drink and go somewhere and sit down. But what do you do? There's nothing you can do but endure it. Because in the end, it is going to show you exactly how strong you are. Nobody wants to be tested. The hardest test in the world to me, and this is just me, is two. You don't want your strength tested. You don't want your humility tested. Those are two of the hardest tests because they encompass everything there is about you as a person. It encompasses everything. Going through that strength, when you go through that strength and that humility test, you're going to be broken time. It seems like you live your life broken. And no sooner than you start to try to heal or think that you've gotten back in a place of healing, here comes another test. And these seasons seems like they just rotate in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. Year after year after year. At one time, in my life, I was afraid of the month of October. That sounds crazy, don't it? Yeah, you was afraid of October. Really? Why? October was a month where everything fell apart for me. I dreaded the month of October. I would lose cars, I would lose apartments, I would lose jobs. Things just seem to just loom around and wait for October to roll around and see how he can shake things up for me. But in those things, doing what they did, it made me stronger. Because if I look back at those things now, I wouldn't handle it the same, because I'm not the same person that went through those things. Do you see where I'm going here? A lot of times we're not given a choice, because you know why? You know why we're not given a choice? Sometimes we'll be like, no, nope, I don't want to do that. Because I'm serious. If God told you, well, tomorrow, this is what I'm going to do. You're going to lose your job. You're going to lose your car. I'm going to make it where, you can't do anything. Anybody that would help you won't. I'm going to take all your underpinning, all your support. I'm going to take all of that out from under you. Who does that sound like? That sounds like Job, don't it? And what did Job do? He didn't do nothing. He tried to serve his God as he knew. He tried to be the best person he could. But if you read the book correctly, Job had some things he needed broken off of him himself. He knew he was faithful. He knew that. He knew he was faithful. He knew he was a man of God. But guess what his weakness was? He feared things. He had fear. And every fear, if you go back and you read the book, every fear that he feared, God allowed it to come upon him. Job didn't do that to himself. And God didn't do that haphazardly. So don't even think that, the collab between the devil and God about Job, that wasn't by coincidence. Nothing in your life happens by coincidence. Don't believe that. There's no such thing as coincidence. There's no such thing as luck. There's no such thing as all of those things. No. Please don't be misguided believing that, oh, that just happened. No. Nothing in your life happens by coincidence, but everything in your life happens for a reason. Have you noticed that a lot of times people come into your life for a reason and a season? A lot of the friends we had, 5 years ago, we don't have them now. 10 years ago, 20, 40. Because you're a whole new person now. Not saying that you're better than anyone, but you're better. Does that make any sense? Because the things that you've gone through in your life that you were not given a choice about made you into the warrior that you are today. A lot of things that I've gone through in my past that I never thought I would recover from, I look at those things now and be like, wow. Grace for me. When you think that all hell has broken loose and that you are not going to recover, that is a test of your strength and your endurance. Now the other test is humility. That humility is God awful all by herself. Humility is going to break down every sense of pride that you don't know you have. Yeah, you looking at me real funny like now, but I'm humble. Because I told that to a lady one time. She says, you're not humble enough. What What you mean I'm not humble enough? I am humble. She said, you think so? I said, yeah. And we all see ourselves as being humble. We all see ourselves as that. Humble does not come along with good behavior and, thank you and, and modesty. Modesty is not humility. Not wanting to overshine anybody or let your light shine too bright. That's not humility. That's modesty. Please don't get the two confused. Okay? Humility is when you have to swallow tongue, teeth, and everything else to move to your next level. Humility is just what it is. You're going to be humiliated. You're going to be brought to nothing. You're going to be put in positions to whereas people over you are going to humiliate you. They're going to talk about you. And they're going to sit back and laugh as your life falls apart. And you know what they're going to be thinking? They're going to be thinking that you deserved it. It was something you did. Who does that sound like? That sound like Joe's friends, don't it? Well, Joe, what'd you do? What'd you do? Can you imagine the humility of him being the richest man in the region, and now you got boils all over you, and you sitting in sackcloth and ashes, cursing the day that you're born? What? Have you been there? I have. I've been there. God, the mosquitoes about to tear me up. I've been there. I know how that feels. At this very moment of me talking to you, I'm going to be transparent with you about some things. With the life that I have lived and the things that I have gone through in my life, I stand before you this day, a 4-time suicide survivor. 4 times. Well, Gayle, what's wrong? Did your life just really become that unbearable that you wanted to unalive yourself? Yeah. The pressures of life became so unbearable that I didn't want to live. I didn't want to be here. I didn't want to hear anything. When you're in a crisis, what would you rather do? What would you rather hear? What would you respond better to? Somebody helping you, or somebody preaching you and giving you a scripture? When you're in a crisis, which one is going to help you? You know the scripture. So you need somebody to preach to you? Did that get your bill paid? Did that put food on your table? Did that give you another job? Did it? See where I'm going? And you have to take that walk all by yourself. It's almost like you've been isolated. Just now, are you the bad kid in the class, sit in the corner? Better yet, you pull your desk up here next to the teacher's desk with your back to the class. You can't see nobody but me. And I have these special assignments written out for you. These are your tests. But this is not what you gave everybody else. I know that. I haven't studied this. I know that. Well, what if I fail? We'll take it again. And again. And again. And again. Until you get it. Been there, haven't you? Sometimes the answers are right before us, but we fail to see it. A lot of times we fail to see it because it's loved ones, it's family. It's something that you love. It's a job that, you love. You love your job. However, we've always been told that we're just passing through. And that's something that a lot of people dread, is the passing through. Some people don't know what to do with the passing through. Me, I haven't been that person. I have not been that person to put down roots and stay in a place for eternity. A lot of times in my life, I felt like a gypsy or a nomad. Because once my assignment in wherever I've been placed is over, all hell breaks loose. If I don't leave willingly, no, I like it here. No, I like this. And this has happened on jobs, this has happened with apartments, this has happened with cars, this has happened in every area of my life. It's like, no, it's time to move on. It's time to move on and move up. But I just got over the last, I can't get a limo, no. Strength time, gut up, let's go. Gut up, let's go. And have you ever noticed that when you hear that word gut up and let's go, and you sit there like, I'm not going nowhere. I like it here. Your boss will come in there and fire you. Well, services are no longer needed. Or they'll make up something. I've had that happen too. I remember I was working at a local nursing home, because I've been a nurse for 34 years. And there was a narcotic error or whatever, discrepancy, whatever, that happened on the other side of the building, on the long-term care side. I worked on the rehab side. Now, mind you, this is two separate entities. I never counted the card, never had access to it. So, when whatever happened, we woke up out of our sleep, told us to go over to St. Vincent's and take a drug test. Fine. Took the drug test, passed it. I thought I was in the clear. I thought I was straight. The next thing I know, I'm getting pulled in the office. We're gonna have to let you go. Why? About those narcotics that got missed, I was like, I didn't take no narcs. I wasn't even on that side of the building. And the nurse that was there told them that I never came over there. Do you see what I'm saying? See how that exit is going? See how that rough exit is going? Because a lot of times with me, what I have noticed is this. When I'm on an assignment, I never know how long I'm going to be there. But when I'm done learning my lessons, ministering to whomever I need to minister to, encouraging whoever I need to encourage, uplifting whoever I need to uplift, empowering whoever I need to empower, it's time to ride. It's time to go. It is on to the next assignment. That sounds hard, don't it? That sounds like, a life that you don't get comfortable in. And that's how my life has been. And I've pretty much adjusted to it. Do I like it? No. But it is what it is. And I've learned to deal with what it is. And I'm quite sure you have too. I'm quite sure you've been lied on, and you've been in situations where people threw you under the bus, knowing good and well you were innocent in the whole situation. But do you know what that was for? That was a gut check to see what you're gonna do. Have you grown? Or do we need to repeat this test again? We need, that teacher need, here you go, baby. You made a D this time. Try again. And that test will come right back. Will it come back the same way? No, because guess what? She's giving you a different test now. All the answers you thought you had memorized in your head, they just went out the window. And you sitting there looking at that paper like, all right. Have you ever been there? Have you ever been there where you just throw your hands up and you're like, what do you want? What am I doing wrong? What am I doing so wrong for my life to stay like this? You didn't do anything. You didn't do anything. So you can't blame yourself. And a lot of times we can't necessarily blame other people, but we do, because I do. And I'm working on that. Don't judge me. I'm working on me. I work on me every day, and it's hard work too. Very hard. Because a lot of the things that I have been through, old folks say some things you just have to live it down. Some things are not easily forgivable. Most things, majority of things, all things are unforgettable. We've always been told to forgive and forget. F and F. Forgive and forget. And most of us struggle with both of them. Why I got to forgive you? I'm the victim. Why I got to forgive you? You hurt me. And I got to forgive you. Oh. Okay. I'll work on it. But I'm not going to forget it. And sometimes not forgetting is a good thing. Why you say that, Gayle? You supposed to forgive and forget. No. You're supposed to forgive. That gets it off of you and puts it back on them. And a lot of times, yes, it is a struggle with forgiveness. It is a struggle because of how deeply wounded you are and how that just sort of kind of just struck you, made you feel away. And a lot of times you just have to back away from the situation. You have to back away from the situation, from the person, and you have to get your mind right. And why is forgetting not necessarily bad? You know why? What's the great saying? It says that a nation that forgets its past is doomed to what? They're doomed to repeat it. These lessons don't come for you to forget. You remember in school? Let's go all the way back to kindergarten. All the way back to kindergarten. Let's go. Ready? What was one of the first things we learned in kindergarten? Our ABCs. And it even had a little song, a little jingle. But we learned it. We thought it was a feat as a child to count to 10. We thought we were someone we could count to 20, 30, 40, 50. And we was really doing something when we was counting by 2s, counting by 10s, counting by 5s. All of that is memory. And all these things are useful in our life. Now, let's go to the lesson. If you learn that somebody is a liar, you gonna keep hanging around the liar, letting them lie to you, lie on you, lie about you. If a person is a thief, are you gonna stay around a thief? And let's get deep right quick. If you have a significant other, husband, boyfriend, whatever, girlfriend, boyfriend, however, that's putting their hands on you, is that okay? Is that okay with you? Sometimes we have to take these lessons and we have to make the hard decision with these lessons. That's why it goes right back to what I said. You're not going to be given a choice to be strong. You're going to have to make a decision to save yourself. What lesson did you learn? When you meet the next person, red flags should be flying all over the place. Every time they say something that you've heard, they do something that you remember, that's when your memory is supposed to kick on. That lesson kicks in. Even at the beginning of a relationship, that the honeymoon phase. But if you're dealing with somebody that's love bombing you, and taking you a little too fast, almost like dragging you, your eyes need to be open, because that person right there is about to hurt you. You need to make your choice. If you've already been through a relationship like that, or if you've already had a job like this and you're seeing these signs, you need to take heed to the signs. You need to pull out that notebook that you've been carrying around since you got here and start flipping through that notebook. Oh, this is the test from 7th grade. I remember this. I remember what I did about this right here. Oh, I remember this. This happened in college. I remember this about. Take that notebook out. Because a lot of us are not learning our lessons. And we're having to repeat them over and over and over again. These painful, God-forsaken, unnecessary lessons. We have to keep repeating them, keep repeating them, keep repeating them. And you know what? There's another reason. There's another reason a lot of lessons have to be sort of kind of repeated to make sure that they stick. This is what I was told. This is what God told me. It's like, yes, I understand that your lessons are hard. I understand that. But I have to make sure that these lessons are so indelible in your mind and in your spirit that when it comes time for you to do the assignment that you were sent here to do, that you won't get into yourself. Yeah. I saw light bulbs go off over everybody. Bing, bing, bing. See, I told you, it wasn't you. It was never you. It was always you not given a choice. You weren't given a choice because you had to make it. You had to pass it. It was you didn't have it. It wasn't a negotiation. You had to pass the test. And the cream always what? They say the cream always rises to the top. And when you're a chosen one, you're the one that got to lead everybody else. Have you not noticed that a lot of times people come to you for advice? Well, what do you think? And they tell you all of it. All of their little messy details. And you be sitting there like, I don't want to know all that about you, baby, but okay. Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah. And you sit there and you actively listen. Me, I'm animated and goofy, so you know everything that I feel comes up on my face. Don't you judge me. And so I've been like that all my life. Yeah. It's someone back there judging me. Wait a minute. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't judge Gayle. Don't do that. Be nice. Be nice to Gayle. But a lot of times, those tests that you've been through in that notebook, a lot of the tests that we go through in our life, we're paying it forward. Did you not know that your tests aren't for you? They're to elevate you. They're to make you stronger. They're to make you wiser. But ultimately, you know who your test is for? For somebody else. Because different things that you've gone through in your life, you can spot it automatic. Somebody they don't have to even go into detail about what's going on in their life. And they're talking to you and you're like, oh yeah, I know what that is. Yeah, been there, done that. And you just sit there quietly and you listen. And that's when you pull out your book of wisdom that you've been writing in since you've been here. You pull out your book of wisdom and you pull out a nugget that's going to blow their hair back. I never thought of it like that. Yeah. Well, baby, this is what's going on. Really? Well, what do you think I should do? Well, I can give you some options. But the final decision is going to have to be with you. I can't make that decision for you because I'm not living your life. I'm having enough trouble living my own. The only thing I can give you is wisdom. And it's earned wisdom, and that junk is valuable. Your wisdom is valuable because it is absolutely priceless. There is absolutely no price in the world that can be given to you to replace the wisdom that you have earned over the years. Is there? Be honest. Is there? Would you give anything for the things you've been through? The things you've learned? Would you sacrifice that? No, you wouldn't. Would you choose to go through it again? Maybe not. I know I wouldn't. A lot of things that have happened to me, I don't want to go through that no more. Because to me it was devastating. I don't want to be devastated no more. Have you ever had that conversation with God? And tell him, I don't want to be tested no more. What's wrong? Why has it always got to be me to be tested? Why? Why has it always got to be me going through something? Why? Why has it always got to be Gayle? Why? What for? Am I not doing a good job? And you get one of those soft answers, baby. You're doing a good job. But I need a little more. How much more do you need? I need a little more. To whom much is given, much shall be required. Do I need to repeat that for you? To whom much is given, much shall be required. required mean necessary, and it's gonna happen with or without your permission. It's a requirement. And until you meet said requirement, you can't move to the next level. Remember that teacher with that test? See? Woo! You got a C- this time, baby. Here you go. Let's do that joke again. Here's another one. And you be like, God, it's another one. Yeah, but I didn't. Ugh. Yeah. There's so many times that you feel like a failure and you just want to throw your hands up and just give up and say, I give in. I give up, I give in, I surrender, I just don't know. And a lot of times, that's what the test is for. Crazy, ain't it? I always give this analogy to people. There's a person drowning in a lake. Okay. You with me? Somebody jumps in to help them. And all of us already know, if you've taken swimming classes or anything like that, you already know that a drowning person can and will kill you. Right? Okay. So, person in distress in a lake, and someone jumps in the water to go out to save them. They get to them, and they're already in a full-fledged panic because they think they're dying. So, it's the rescuer's duty to try to get the person calm. To try to get them calm so they can bring them back to the shore. Really? You already know what a drowning person gonna be doing. And that's how we are. When we are in distress, can't nobody tell you nothing. I just want out. And a lot of times, do you know what usually happens? The rescuer had to knock them out. Yep. In order to rescue them, because they're so hysterical and so panicked that they can't be rescued. You know, look, get your life right, get yourself together. What's wrong with you? Calm down. You out here, I ain't out here, I'm out here with you. You want to be rescued or not and want me to leave you out here? What's wrong? Get your life right. Come on, let's go. And then, but the person could not be rescued until they what? Stop fighting. Stop fighting help. And that's something that we have to do too. That goes back to that humility test, don't it? When you in that low state, or when you're in a situation that you don't want to be in, or you don't want nobody to know. I can't tell. I can't tell them this. I can't tell them. I can't tell them. And the main person you talking about not telling is probably the main person that can help you. But your pride won't let you. Your pride won't let you. That's where the test of humility comes in. It's going to break your pride. And some of us need our pride broken. Some of us don't want to ask for help. Some of us don't want to ask for help. But we're all going to need it. We're all going to need help, and we're all going to have to give help every now and then. But these little tests, Darling, these little tests that you've gone through throughout your life, and I can call them little tests because they seem like hurricanes, tornadoes, and typhoons when I was in them. But these little tests, as I call them now, did not come to break you. These tests came to make you. You're stronger than you think, and stronger than you know. You're wiser than you think, and wiser than you know. You just have to learn how to apply it. Okay? So let's take our little notebook, and every now and then, thumb back through it. Thumb back through that little notebook. When situations in your life happen, take that notebook out. Oh, hold on. That's page 471. I got you. I know what to do for you. Right here on 471. I know what to do for you. See what not being given a choice earns you? You have to go through it. It's a requirement. It is required of you to make your goal and to reach your destiny. And you cannot walk in that destiny until you are tried and true and standing strong and steady in your calling. Do you really think that God is going to turn your destiny over you when you're a fool? When you're hot-headed, crazy? You know, you don't know what to do with money. You don't know what to do with power. You really think God is going to turn over a destiny like the one that you are in store for? Do you really think God is going to reveal that to you in your foolishness and in your mess? You really think that? Surely you don't. Surely you don't. Because the person that is going to stand strong in your time and when your destiny arrives, you're going to be whole in every area of your life. You're going to be healed in every area of your life. You're going to have wisdom in every area of your life. You're going to be absolutely unshakable. Wouldn't you rather be that? You're not the victim anymore. Now you're the rescuer. You got to go out there and get your life right. What's wrong? That's your role now. Everything that you've learned in that book, everything that you've learned in that book, it's time to apply it now. It's time to use it. Because your destiny is at hand. Your destiny is at hand, my destiny is at hand, and we have to take our proper place. And we can't be foolish as a leader. A foolish leader becomes a dictator and a tyrant. And that's not godly. Okay? Think about that. Remember the book. Remember the lessons. Okay? I love you guys. I'm always here for you. You're my thoughts and my prayers always. Thank you for tuning in today.